Hello T-Fam, welcome back to the channel. Today we are testing out Siser Puff Vinyl, that trendy textured heat transfer vinyl that puffs up when pressed. I admit, I'm late to trying this, and I already explained why in a previous video, but Siser Puff came out in October of 2022, and I've seen it all over TikTok and Instagram. But I want to know if it is really worth the hype. So here's what I'm working with. I have a plain black cotton t-shirt, my easy press Cricut, my regular heat press, and of course, Siser Puff vinyl. I've already cut out a design using my cutting machine, and now we're going to press it and see how it puffs. While I'm pre-pressing the t-shirt, I'll mention a few points to consider, to do when working with this type of vinyl. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you are cutting on the correct side of the vinyl. I made this mistake the first time. The shiny side is the side that you are supposed to cut on. And just to be sure, because it can get a little tricky, I took my weeding tool and tried to pick up the corners, and if it looks like it's going through, then that's the side that you want up when you lay down on your cutting mat. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you have the correct pressure set on your cutting machine. The first time I messed up and had it on vinyl, and it was very hard to weed out. But I found that light cardstock did exactly what I needed to do and gave me an easy weeding process. Next, make sure you have the correct temperature. Siser recommends pressing puff vinyl at 280 degrees for 10 seconds. Right now, I am pre-pressing the shirt to make sure I get out all the moisture and wrinkles. And make sure when it's time to cut out your design, cut your design in reverse or mirrored on the vinyl side, which is the shiny side with this particular vinyl. Place the Easy Puff design on the garment with the carrier side up. That should be, it's more ashy looking. Make sure to cover it with a heat transfer cover sheet or parchment paper. I came across so many videos and instructions saying that you put parchment paper, you don't put parchment paper. So that's why I didn't have it on this particular time, because it said I didn't need it. But after some extensive research, I think you do definitely need the parchment paper. I showed this clip in my video where I was reviewing the Cricut Easy Press, and I said something to the effect that the texture of the vinyl looked a little funky to me, and I was correct. It was not supposed to look like bumpy like that. I mean, they have pictures all over the place with what it's supposed to look like, and as one creator said, all puff vinyl is not created equal. And you literally have to test it out on different, whatever types of, they recommend 100% cotton t-shirts, but definitely do a few test press before your final design so that you can see what works and what doesn't. When I did this test t-shirt, I was more concerned about which font I wanted to use instead of which application to use, because I wasn't sure, I didn't know. And that's why I'm pressing it the same way on the same garment. I wanted to see which numbers came out correctly. So I'm gonna fast forward till I get ready to really get down to testing how to actually apply this puff vinyl. So after pressing the different fonts down with the Cricut Easy Press, I had to go through and see which one I liked best because I'm planning on putting this on a design. And as you can see, some of them turned out okay and some of them I didn't like. But to go a little further, I did a wash test. So let's see how that turns out. Now the design on the left where that 9 looks like it's cut in half, I did that by a mistake. So that wasn't caused by the washer. But look at these pieces. Some of them just completely came off. And some of them you could really tell how crinkly it came out after the press. I washed it with cool water inside out and I hung it to dry, and this is what happened. So I'm guessing it definitely had something to do with the way I applied it. Of course, I went back to the drawing board, read more instructions, looked at more videos to get a better understanding of how this puff works, and hopefully I got it now. But I will keep testing it until I use the garment I wanted to decorate on, because I don't want to mess anything up and no one has time to waste any cash. But look how bubbly that funky look I was telling you about. You can see it a lot better right here. That looked a little nasty, and no, it is not supposed to look like that. So let's fix this. Alright, it's time to use the real heat press. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to 280 degrees. I never mess with this temperature. It stays between 350 and 360, but of course I want to get this right, so I'm going to do the right thing. And I'm going to lower it to 280 degrees. One of the videos I seen, they said that you can, according to Siser, you cannot repress the puff because it will flatten it. But one of the videos that was doing test press that I seen was pre-pressing hers, and it was not flattening out. It was, if anything, it was getting the wrinkles out of it. So I said, let me just see how it'll work with this shirt I already done with the regular heat press. Let's see if it'll puff up correctly or whatever it'll do. Let's just check it out. I apologize for the camera angle. I cannot film and design at the same time, as you can see. But unfortunately, pressing this a second time did nothing. It still looks the same. It did not puff up anymore, and it didn't get any of the wrinkles out. So I'm doing it a third time, trying to revive this. I don't know why. I know why. I'm just saying I'm not wearing it, but just testing, just to see. And yeah, it did not do anything right there either. I even flipped it over and tried pressing the back of the shirt to see if that would help, and no, it didn't do anything. I actually think those instructions were to something else. I read so many instructions, it doesn't stick until I consistently do something over and over and I know which goes to what. But yeah, nothing happened. Another set of instructions said press the puff vinyl onto a t-shirt with a Teflon pillow underneath the garment. So of course I did that, and actually it looked like it puffed up the vinyl just a tad bit. It probably would have did it a lot if I did that first, but I seen a little difference. So that helped me out a lot to make sure I did it correctly, or did it with this pillow for the next test application. So keep that in mind. Put your shirt on top of a Teflon heat press pillow and press down your puff vinyl with that underneath. It definitely made a difference. All right, so I'm not going to make this video too long. Make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on part 2 next week, where I'll be diving into the second part of the video. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. This is probably going to be a 3-part video series. So we'll continue to work on this puff and make sure we get it perfected, because that's what I do. All right, till next time. See you next week. Same time, same channel. Much love.